Hey guys, today's Saturday, the 20th of February 2016, and just another week and covering off the week just passed and what's to come. Um, so I'll just cover just a few pairs in the stock market, and then I'll want to just to kind of talk to you about what's going on because there's a lot going on in the world at the moment, from geopolitical, financial, economic, everything, even social and religion. I don't know what people, how you guys keep across this stuff. I know a lot of people don't at all, and they have no idea about all this stuff. But we're literally heading into a world war. I've been technically we've been in a world war for the last 10 years, right? We've been already in a world war, like a proxy kind of cold war, right? But that's more of a proxy war. That's more of like one power using another smaller power or proxy army to fight the enemy, right? But we're talking about essentially almost superpower versus superpower in this time, right? This is very very delicate. It could get really really bad. I'm hoping that this doesn't happen, but you know, it's day in day out. It just looks like it's going to get worse and worse. But people here seem to be so oblivious to it. You know, no one seems to be talking about it. No one seems to be even hinting at being concerned about it, which has me concerned because it just shows that a lot of people here are just almost sheep, almost somehow like mind controlled or something. Like it's really weird. Um, and a lot of people seem to. I get a lot of people saying Americans are stupid and all that kind of stuff. Americans are dumb, which is true, partly true. But then I'm looking at Australia, looking here, and we're worse than them, right? We're worse than them. Um, at least when they've recognised it, they've actually acted on it. They've been outspoken about it and do something about it. But it seems like everyone here is completely blind to what's going on, and it's a lot worse than people think. Um, but I think it's important to know this stuff because it helps you. Okay. Some people have said to me before they don't need to know this. It's none of their business. It doesn't affect them. You know, all the selfish people, right? And why does it matter? Blah blah blah. I'll tell you why you need to know, right? And you, it's up to you, right? It's personal choice. The reason why you need to know what's going on in the world, especially today, right? Especially now, right? This year and next year, is simple, right? There's going to be a lot of questions. You're going to have a lot of questions in the near future. Things are going to happen so fast that you're not going to know what to look at and what to believe, right? And if you didn't already have the background knowledge of all this, you're going to struggle because you're going to be struggling to find information to know what's going on because you've got to know what's going on to essentially help you make decisions. And when you're gonna have conversations with people, right? Because other people will be talking about this too, and some won't, some will be on your level or whatever. But you need to be able to converse with people about this stuff because it's called debating, right? It's called getting people's opinions and coming to a consensus. But if you can't even talk to people, you don't even know what you're talking about. You can't even provide an opinion or even a suggestion. Then it doesn't exactly put you in a good position, does it? Right. So that's the first thing. You don't want that's the point I'm trying to make there is you don't want to be schooled. You want to be kind of on par on in terms of knowledge. You don't need to know the details. You just need to know what's going on at a high level, right? The second thing is knowing this, right? Knowing what's happening now, and I'm not saying you're going to predict the future, but it gives you a look ahead of what might happen, right? And if you know what might happen, you can make some decisions right now around that, or plans for something around now, right? From whether it's financial or whatever the case may be, you can plan for that. You can look at that and not be surprised when it actually happens, right? And if you kind of know what's going on now, um, you'll plan for it when the time does come. You've already acted on it, right? Because when things start to fall apart, everyone's going to be running to something, right? Whether it's gold or silver or whatever the case may be, or food or whatever it is. But you've already done all that. You've already made the preparations because you've recognised this problem, right? Whereas everyone else, the sheep, are always the last ones to react, right? Um, and that's really important. So anyone that tells me that they don't need to know this, that's fine. But just know that you know, don't complain, don't whinge, don't hate, don't troll if you're going to be the loser that gets caught out. As simple as that, right? Because there'll be a lot of trollers here. But the truth about trollers is they don't really know anything. They don't know when people troll you, they're not trolling you specifically. They're trolling them, right? Because most of the time they go on, they don't even know what they're talking about. They don't actually have any background knowledge. They don't have an argument. They don't have a case, right? So it's really easy to handle those people. But you'll get a lot of that coming. But sooner or later, it's going to hit them really bad. So, and you know, I'm not going to have any sympathy for that. So yeah. Anyways, so looking at not much happening in the economic calendar, so I won't talk about that much. But there is some news coming out of the Euro and the US on Thursday and Friday, so just keep an eye on that. I think we might see a cycle turn this week, so just keep an eye on that as well. I don't know how big the reversal will be, but we'll see what happens over the next few days. So just starting with Aussie dollar. So you saw last week I did we finally got our retest of previous structure, which was the trend line that we drew here, and then we pulled back down, and now we've gone back up to retest previous highs, and it looks like we're going to roll down again. Okay. Now the important thing to notice is this 200-day moving average. We could see a pop up and potentially test that. I don't think we will, but if we do, then you know that this level here, being the 72.5s, is a perfect area to short. Okay. But in saying that, we will see a rollback down. There are two patterns on the 4 hour and the 1 hour that I'm looking at. There's two garlic patterns and a bearish bat. The bearish patterns. Give me a second. All right, so you've got if you go down the lower time frames, you've got the let me go to the 4 hour first. We've got two bullish Gartley patterns, and we've got the bearish the bearish Gartley pattern, which completed, right? And we reversed straight down, all right? So we hit target 1s and target 2s, and now we're kind of pulling back up. So from there, I've got two patterns here. So there's one completing down at the 758 and 69,139. So there's two ways you can go about this. The first is you can take both patterns, you can take both trades, or you can just play it safe and less work and just take the one trade if it does go down to this level here, right? Now there's always a chance that it doesn't go down there, but and you've missed the trading opportunity. But or you can just take both trades. So if we go down, we complete here at this level here, we can take the trade and look for a pullback up to maybe the 50 or 61%, depending on your rules. Exit the trade, close the trade for a profit, and then look for another opportunity if the market does go down to this level here. Right. So there's two opportunities there. There's three patterns here. One's already completed. One's hit its targets. But that's it on the Aussie. But okay, cool. What else is there? There was USD JPY I wanted to show you. I don't want to show you every single currency pair because it'll just take too long. And I'm really aiming to be more conscious of time. All right. So we had this big move down on the USD yen last week, and then what happens was the usual. We hit major support, and now we're looking at a retracement and a potential move back up into previous support, which is now resistance, for another move down. So looking for an entry around this level here. Initially just there, but I also noticed that we had a bat pattern, right? A bearish bat pattern completing right at the 116.772. Which gives us a good reason to enter at that level, right? Improves our risk, maximizes our reward. But again, I'm looking for a move further down as well, maybe down to Let's see if we go down lower here. At least to this level here, being the 109s or 110s. Sorry, at the minimum, we want to see probably down there to 110 and then possibly 109s. Okay, so that's a good trading opportunity there. Now, US oil. We'll talk about it. Now, oil is still a stone cold short. Don't be fooled by the recent rally over the last few days. It's just a correction, normal market correction. I don't see this going any higher than probably 33s, 34s. I'd be surprised if we even break above that and touch the 37, 38s. But if we do, then I'd be looking for a shorting opportunity. I think we're close to a bottom, but it's hard to tell. We're definitely going to see another move down, but this is just a standard move, guys. This is just a reversal followed by the initial retracement and then a move up and then another second retracement. So the next move I expect to see is a bit of a rally up to maybe test the 33.75s, and then we'll see what happens from there. So I wouldn't be buying. I'd be looking for opportunities to short the market when it reaches certain key support resistance levels. Gold. So gold's interesting because I was expecting a bit of a retracement back down, but it's actually held ground. It's actually been rather strong. And if you go down to the lower time frame, being the 4 hour, and you'll see that it's kind of putting in kind of a wedge, or it's a bullish pattern, right? So it's price action is channeling in between this little wedge here. So when we see these patterns, it tends to indicate a breakout, right? So we might see an up move sometime during the week. And if all goes well, we could potentially test the 1300 level, maybe, right? That would be a major level if we can touch that, right? It'd be important psychological level. So because that was the level where prices started to really fall in gold about last 12 months or so. But again, very long term on bullish. Keep an eye on that one. I still would like to see a retracement because I want to get some more orders in there. All right, get as low as I can. So that's gold, AUS, ASX 200, stock market that is. Again, we've been pretty much in bearish consolidation. Now, heading into this week, I think we're going to see. I'm confident we're going to see a move up. Right, to the upside. How much it goes up, I don't know yet. But I'm looking at this 200-day moving average as a maximum or top. All right. But if not, then we're definitely in this range where we're looking to break out a bit. Right. We've got this bullish pattern potentially forming. Right. So we might see some of this in the next few days. If I can get that, we might see something like this. And that will indicate that we might see a breakout to the upside. Now, if we do go up, then it'll be interesting to see how far we go up, right? Because I do expect this market to roll over soon, but it's still too early to tell. And the Aussie market's kind of weird because it's kind of during a session where no one's really trading. It's very quiet, not much liquidity. So keep an eye on that, but I do expect to see lower stock market prices. SPX 500, which is the S&P 500. Now, again, you saw last time I spoke about this, we put in the lower low. So that indicates more downside, right? And price kind of retraced back up. So that's fulfilling the move that we expect. So this confirms the new structural low. And then the retracement just confirms that, the price is actually, cycling as it should. It's going to go back up. It's not violating this level here, the previous high, which is important. So what I expect to see is maybe a little bit more consolidation around this area before we actually roll back down. And if we roll back down, we're looking for new lows, basically, right? But there's a case for a potential breakout, right, on the lower time frame. Now, if you look at the lower time frame, we're putting in the bullish pattern that I've shown you for all the other examples I showed you earlier. Now, if we do cross above this and break above this level, right, that essentially kind of almost puts this at a potential trend change, right? If you know your higher highs and higher lows. What I think might happen is we might see some kind of fake move on the market just to pull in all the bulls. and once they get enough on their side, they'll probably most likely that's when they'll move the market to the direction they want it to go. But we do have this trend line break here, and most of the time, these do work out. But we have to wait and see. This 50-day moving average is pretty much right there, and this 200-day moving average is further up. But I don't see how we're going to be able to make it to that level. If we do get to this level, I am shorting, 100% shorting. I don't care. I'll just short straight away. But I doubt we will see that level. There is some talk about QE4, but again, I don't think that's going to have the effect that it would have in the past. Okay, because that's going to signal more that the US economy is much weaker than people think it is. And I know a lot of people that seem to think that the US market is okay, but it's far from it. It's probably the worst at the moment. So I'll leave it at that, guys. I don't want to take too much of your time. 18 minutes is probably already too long. Yeah, so any questions, feel free just to shoot me an email. Let me know. I'm happy to help. And we'll just leave it there, and I'll talk to you soon, or I'll give you an update during the week if there's anything that's worth it. Okay? Cheers, guys. See ya.